What up? Are we live? Oh no, let me see. Can you guys see me? Sorry, dude, I didn't have all the windows open, so the live chat didn't pop up. I had to click it in. So hopefully we're live. Hope you guys can see me. Mel is not here. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me, just so I know that we are on. Mel's not here. And what up? What up? Someone throw up a thumbs up so I know you can see me and hear me. Like I said, Mel is out of town. Well, not out of town. She's out of the house. She's not here. And she's not watching. She has an event she's doing at the church tonight. All right. Eric Z with the thumbs up. All right, cool. All right, good. All right, well, what up? Let's see who we got up here. We got Adam. What up, Adam? He's up in Minnesota today. I bet it's getting chilly up there, dude. It cooled off here in Kansas. Today we got a lot of rain, and it actually was like in the 50s. It felt like fall today. What up? Got T-Monster. We got Brian. Big Tramp. What up? Big Feist. Chris. Monroe. Eric D. Moto Rock. What up? DK. Tommy Shea. Jason. All right, well, good. We got the boys up in here. All right, well, hey, thanks for tuning back in. Oh, and a little shout out. Just saw a super chat pop up from our boy Adam, so big thanks for that. He says, what up, dude? Just did some laundry and flying at the Flying J in Minnesota. All right, well, Adam, hey, I know you're ripping around the country truck driving, so be safe out there on the roads. Enjoy your little break there. Get some laundry done, get a good night's sleep and some good dinner, and then I'm sure you're off in the morning, dude. But thanks for this super chat. And who the heck's texting me? Big Feist. But yeah, man, so like I said, it is feeling like fall here in the Midwest today. So I actually felt pretty good. Before we jump in, a couple quick announcements, and then we'll get started. Let's see. Starting with, let me get these pulled up real quick. Starting with, all right, so I know last week I said the last 2 weeks I've been saying class is going to be October 23rd, and a track wasn't available, so it's October 30th. It's the only weekend that Grain Valley was available, so that's where the last class, so this is the last small group class here in the Midwest, taking 5 riders, October 30th. From 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and it will be at Grain Valley. If you guys are interested, just go to Ronnie Faisst MX and get signed up. If you got any questions, you can read everything on the site, or you could email me at info@ronniefeistmx.com, and I can answer questions if you've got questions about class. But looking forward to that. That's going to be the wrap-up for the year. Man, I can't believe it's already over, dude. I feel like it was like we blinked our eyes and we were doing, I remember the first class this year. Eric D was out there taking photos, and now it's over, bro. And Eric D's coming out to the last one. He hit me up, so we'll be out there grabbing some photos, getting the wrap-up shots for the end of the year here. Next on the list, we finally got a new design coming out, and Trent's on here, so give a little shout-out to Trent. So this is one of Trent's designs here. We finally are getting it done. Got the shorts. Got the shirts on order. Just waiting for them to go in. And this is be going to print. That is the back. That is the front. So this is a new one here. Trent did it. We ride dirt bikes. I look kind of funny in the middle of this, so I'm gonna take this one down. But it says we ride dirt bikes on this one as well. But I went with that because I feel like for the last probably 15, 20 years, probably even longer, but at least people have been coming up to me all the time. It's even here, like it happened recently a couple times at the gym. What do? You in a band? You play? I'm like, no, dude, I ride dirt bikes. I've been saying that and telling people that for years. So we're going to represent. That's what we do. We ride dirt bikes. And I've been telling everybody that for years. I don't know why. Must be the tattoos. Everybody thinks I'm in a band all the time. The two most common questions when people come up and say, hey, what do you do? They always go, are you a tattoo artist or are you in the band? And then my response is no. I ride dirt bikes, dude. I ride dirt bikes. So that's what we do. So this is a new design. I thought it came out sweet. Pretty pumped on it. So we'll be dropping that. We'll keep you guys posted. Should be up here in the next, I'd say 2 weeks. just to be safe, because I haven't even contacted the screen printer to see how backed up they are or how busy they are. But they're usually pretty fast, and I'm still the shirt should be here in the next day or two, and then we'll drop stuff off. So I'll keep you posted next week when that stuff's up and available. Other than that, we got to go riding. Before I even talk about my riding day, let's give a little shout out to our boy Brian's here week after week. Here's Brian right here. Brian, a little shout out, was up racing him. His brother-in-law Jake and his nephew Jacob went out to, I can't remember the name of the track, but you were telling me, you were sending pics, and I was watching your story. He crushed it, dude. The track was super sick, and all the boys crushed it out there. So a little shout out for the boys hitting the moto race weekend. And you can put it up here, Brian. Put it up in the chat just for the local boys. If anybody's local around here, we need to check that track out come next year. Because I believe they're probably wrapping up for the season. But really cool track, and dirt looks primo. It looked really fun. And I know Zandon was out there as well. I don't think he's in the chat right now, but he jumps on here a lot. He was out there racing as well. So a little shout out. Brian said he was doing well as well. But I went back to Midwest Extreme. Here's a little picture. So it's from, dude, I just killed it, huh? This is a photo. What the heck? I'm just going to open it back up. From Brandon. All right. No, I'm going to have to blow it up. From Motivated Media. So you guys need to check him out if you're here in the Midwest. He takes dope photos. But I was saying that this was the last weekend for Midwest Extreme. It's definitely not. It was a makeup weekend. There is one more weekend. I didn't know that. I was kind of taking that. But I was just looking at this photo, and I thought it was kind of sweet. So Brian knows this track, so he knows what turn this is. So basically there is this really steep poppy tabletop right before it, and then so basically this is the turn before you over. So the next jump is, remember I was telling you guys about Brian over jumped the jump and smashed his throat. This is the corner before it. But check this out. These are these little lines I always tell the guys about to look for. So this is the main right. I hope you guys can see my little pointer, but anyway, if you can't, right along the red X's right above the arrows, the main rut's right here. You can't even see the rut, but if you can see that dirt piled up, there's a rut there, and it's actually pretty deep. But I always say look for the line inside the main line. So this is the main inside line. Look at this little thing. It's not even a rut. It's just a groove. But I love finding these little things. You can tighten up the track, and you can stay out of the main line. Main line always gets usually pretty deep and pretty bumpy, and accelerating bumps in and out. And I like these little inside ruts or lines. Like I said, it's not even a rut. It's a groove. But anyway, super fun. I scout them out around the track. So you got to look sometimes. Your eyes will naturally go to the main line. So when you're coming into corner, be looking up and look on the inside and see if you can find that inside of the inside and sneak on those little things. They're usually pretty fun. And they're better than normally, because a lot of, like this corner this past weekend, it had the main line here, and then it was kind of muddy here, and then it had a line way on the outside. So it's like, the main line gets so rutted up and whooped out, chopped up, all in between's mud, and then like you don't want to go way out to the outside. So dude, find a nice little groove on the inside and sneak on that thing. So yes, I already see some of you guys popping up on. I guess my big news ain't even big news because of social media. Hey, but that's how it rolls these days. I'm sure you guys been on social media, but I'm giving a big shout out. And it is big news, but I'm sure all you guys heard the news. But, dude, Danger Boy's a factory rider, dude. Come on. He signed with Star Yamaha. And I kind of knew this guy, and I wasn't obviously saying nothing because I couldn't. You know, I can't spill the beans. They got to make the announcements. But I knew for a couple weeks, maybe even longer. But Deegan told me probably a month ago that this is the direction they wanted to go, but they still had to figure out details. But then I think I knew 2 weeks ago like it was final. And I actually talked to Brian yesterday on the way to the when I was going to, or was it yesterday? No, day before, Saturday, when I was driving down to the track, and he told me all done deal. He is signed up, and he's like, but don't be saying nothing. I'm like, dude, who am I going to tell? But anyway, all you guys know. But anyway, shout out to Hayden, dude, because dude, that's a huge accomplishment just to be a factory rider. That these rides don't come off easy. Not many guys. Look at all the racers, all the amateurs, all the guys that come into the pros. not everyone will get a factory ride. So just to get to this level is a huge step. I mean, been watching this kid ride since he was 3 years old. And just to see him being here, I know his dad's super proud, but hey, Uncle Ron's proud too. So shout out to the Deegans, and I know the whole family worked hard to get him there. So super stoked for him. And dude, I think this is just the beginning, to be honest with you. The dude is sick. And I'm planning on seeing him win some championships. 250 and 450 in the years to come, because he's already a champion. And the riders that we see come up as champions all through their amateur career usually go on to win championships in their pro career. So just a matter of time. So nothing but love for the Deegans. But speaking of changes, and we touched on this a little bit last week, before we jump into the live Q&A, I want to just talk to you guys a little bit and just spend a little bit more time chatting it up in the chat. What about, I know we talked, like I said, we talked about these changes right here. We got Tomac. And is there any other changes that I'm missing? Jump in the chat right now. What do you guys think? These are obviously the three that I've seen. Is there anyone else switching bikes that I missed? This is big changes. What do you guys think about the changes? Have you been watching Tomac's videos? Anderson, Malcolm, what do you guys think? You guys think there's good moves, bad moves? What do you think? I want to get some feedback. So Big Bang is the last one with the thumbs up that I can see in the chat right now. So let's just go into our thoughts on Tomac. What do you guys think? You can thumbs up, thumbs down, Yamaha. I mean, dude, him and Danger Boy, how's that? Dude, think about this. Him and Danger Boy teammates. They're on the same team. It's pretty sick. And I'm going to go back to Danger Boy for a second. I mean, you kind of had to figure he was going with Star Yamaha. Even though he's been with KTM his whole career, like, the Deegans are so branded Rockstar, so branded Monster, that I was like, I just couldn't see him being the Red Bull guy on the KTM when the whole family is Monster. So it kind of made sense for him to take the Monster deal and jump on Yamaha, which honestly I think is a good move for him. So, but all right, so I'm just going to get in here. Adam's saying can't go wrong. Jason saying he's feeling it. Tommy Shea's feeling it. I think it will be a great year for Yamaha. I'm agreeing with all you guys. Definitely think it's going to be. I think Tomac's going to actually. I mean, dude, we know he's got skills, but I honestly think. I think a bike change, new team. I think sometimes change is good. So, Chris say I'm thinking about the same. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Danger Boy and McGrath. Oh, could have been talking about Danger Boy there. Yep. Danger Boy and McGrath. Yamaha is what the legends ride. Yep. So I think it's all good. For what do you guys think about Anderson? Trent saying I think Yamaha has a strong team this year. I agree. I think they are. I think they're gonna be hard to beat. Tomac's. I mean, dude, we already know what he's capable of. So and they got some new heat. Danger Boy. Oh, I read that one thing. Yep. So, any thoughts on Anderson? Team Motor Rock saying should be good with Yamaha. He said Anderson made a mistake in the Husky. Malcolm Stein's better on the Yamaha. Nasty in the whoops. I agree. Malcolm's fast in the whoops, dude. Super fast. It's just crazy. Like when you like, all these dudes just kind of traded places though. It's kind of funny. Like, everybody just gets shuffled around, huh? We're like, we'll take him. We'll trade you for this. Kind of like football, I guess. But anyway, no thoughts on, dude. Second time tonight, man. I gotta be touchy with this thing. All right, any final thoughts on Anderson? If not, we'll move on to Malcolm. And like Motor Rock was just saying, Malcolm's sick. I mean, dude, I love Anderson too. Anderson, funny because Anderson he's kind of got like the opposite style of a lot of the guys that I really like to study, like Roxton, Sexton, and Lawrence are the key guys I like to study. But I love watching this dude ride. He does have a different little bit style from those dudes, but he's just fun to ride. He's loose on the bike, and he's got skill. So I love watching him ride. And Malcolm, I like Malcolm because I actually got to hang out with him. I mean, he's a beast on the bike, but like I said, I always connect with people off the bike more, and it makes me like him more when I get a chance to hang out with him, get to know people, and they're like, dude, this dude's a cool dude. He's super, super cool. I went to Switzerland with him If I can think of like 2010, there was a Bercy. Is that Bercy? Is that Switzerland? No, not Switzerland. I'm all jacked up. Where's Bercy at? I can't remember what country that was in. Why do I keep saying Switzerland? Maybe, whatever. Maybe it was France. Anyway, I was in Europe. Let me just say that. I was in Europe. And it was a Supercross put on. It's actually Eric Bernard. He puts on X Games here in America now. But anyway, brought over some freestyle guys, and I got a chance to, we all stayed in the same hotel, hung out, and he was just fun to hang out with. And it made me like him that much more. And that way, when I was like that next year, I was watching, like, I cheered on this dude more just because I liked who he was. I'm like, come on, dude. Cool dude. All right. He said, what happened? So Adam's saying, what happened to Bubba's brother? Is he still racing? No. You asked, this is Bubba's brother. Bubba's Malcolm, or James. And so this is his brother right here. So, yeah, he's still racing. He's going to be on the Husqvarna team this year. So, but is James is, or what happened to Bubba's brother? Or if you're asking what happened to James, he is not racing no more. He has some kids and he's just hanging out. Kind of disappeared off social media, but he's still around. I think the Deegans went down and linked up with him and got to race or ride his track a little bit. Anyways, we'll jump in. We'll get this off the screen and we'll jump in and do some Q&A here for a little bit. So if you're new here, throw up. You got a question. We got Brian, scroll to the top, try to get everybody in. This is how we do it. So brand new here, throw up some question marks so I can find your question amongst all the comments. All right, just a comment, but Brian knows how to get his stuff up here. Otherwise, I'll scroll right by it. Just a comment said worked on balance front and rear brake over the weekend. Went awesome. Feels good to get something accomplished during the moto. Now time to work on endurance, breathing, etc. Yep. See, that's the deal, dude. Work on one thing, make some progress, and then focus on the next, and then start trying to combine all of them. But yeah, we were texting and talking. So, dude, I think endurance and breathing is something every dude can work on the moto track. I mean, the top dudes are pretty conditioned, but still, I know some of those dudes still get tired on those really hot days, and the dudes who are in better condition last longer. And breathing's key. You gotta breathe. So natural in moto to get so focused on what's happening that you forget to breathe sometimes. Get in a super gnarly rhythm section or a big set of sand whoops, you instantly like pause, and you're just locked in, but then there's no air, and then that totally pumps you up way quicker. Get tired faster. So focusing on those breathing techniques and drills is key. I need to practice on my breathing. I know that. This is how I know I mess up on breathing sometimes. I'll be at and Brian probably already witnessed this. I'll be at a class sometimes and I'll demonstrate, do quick demonstration, and I'll pull and I'll go to talk to the riders, and I'm out of breath, and I'm like, I probably wasn't breathing the whole time because I was trying to do it perfect because I'm like demonstrating. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess this up. So I was probably like holding my breath, and I come in and tell everybody how to do it. I'm like, I can't even talk, dude. I'm like, dang, bro, you did the two little runs through there and you out of breath. But that's because I'm holding my breath. It's terrible. Got to break those bad habits. All right. So another little shout out for just scrolling right by Adam again. Big shout out for the super chat love. Let's see here. Yo, so looks like Eric D's got a new job at Sports Academy. He's trying to get employee discount 20%. Yeah, hook a brother up, dude. Hook us all up, man. We're coming in, dude. I'm just taking my time scrolling through. See, all right. So here's the moto track that I was talking about. So HLR Motorsports, I believe it's Northeast Missouri. Brian says it's about 2.5 hours from him, and he's in Lee Summit, so probably about 3 hours from where I'm at. But anyway, I might have to check it out next year just for a practice day or something. But looking fun. Challenge track is a major track in Kingsville, Missouri. Yeah. Give a little shout out for Challenge Track. Who's open this weekend? Does anybody know who's open this weekend? I think I'm going to deer hunt, to be honest with you. The weather has broke. It's going to rain for the next pretty much this whole week's be on and off raining, and then it's going to be pretty cool. I think the lows are going to be down in the 50s, and I think by next week it's hitting 40s. So I'm thinking start deer hunting this weekend. That's my plan. I'm actually going to be pulled off the forks today off the bike, the little bike prep. Did the filter, got it all dialed in, but pulled the forks off finally. I've been having a leaky forks tail for a little while. Finally bringing it to Donnell's tomorrow. A little shout out for Donnell's over to Independence. Going to get the fork seal dialed in. And just so I can finish out the last month and a half, 2 months of riding here. And then I'm doing a full rebuild on the bike, minus the motor. I'm not going to rebuild my motor. I don't got that many hours on it. But sending the suspension out, getting it revalved, new graphics, chain sprocket, new tires. Going to get it all ready during the cold months here. And then come spring, we'll be dialed, ready to rip. All right, so let's see. Yeah, so Matt saying get Malcolm back on the podium. How's Big Feist doing? All good. So as far as I know, yeah, Big Feist is in here. As far as I know, Big Feist is hanging in there. He's doing good. Been having those little vertigo stuff, but I know he wants to go hunting in Ohio potentially this week with our cousin Gary, but I don't know if he's ready to travel yet. That's been the kind of like, hey, I want to go hunting, but I still feel a little woozy. But overall, he's doing good. Yeah, so hopefully they can figure out some stuff that'll get him dialed in even better. Let's see, we got DK here. Not a question, but worked on cornering last weekend with the drills you talked about, and definitely seen a difference coming in. Coming in so slow. Hey, here's the deal. Like sometimes this is okay. It's okay when you're working on a new drill or a new technique to slow down a little bit. It's fine. Because think about it. If you're working on a drill and a technique, you got to think about it, right? So it's okay to back it down a hair. Like it's a drill. Like you can start off at a slower pace. Like think about this. If I grew up as a martial artist, no one teaches you a pattern and you learn it wide open. You don't go inside block, rise and head block, outside, punch, and then go as fast as you can. You sit there and go in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. And you learn that, but you start off at a really slow pace and you learn the pattern. And then once you get the pattern, you're able to rip it. It's the same thing on a dirt bike. Come in with the technique. Back it down a hair and come in a little bit slower. Get in up on the seat. Get in where you need to be. Getting your eyes up. Thinking about all those things. Like these things are running for your head, so you got to think about them a little bit. And then come through at a little bit slower pace. And as you start to build the technique, you naturally pick up the pace. And then speed comes. Speed comes naturally with better technique. So focus on the technique and you'll think about it, and eventually it's muscle memory, and it's instinct, it's natural. You don't have to think about it. You just will do it. You'll come into the corner, you'll naturally go to where you've been thinking about going. You won't have to go, oh yeah, wait the upside peg. Oh yeah, slide up. Oh yeah, like let me get my eyes up. Like you'll just do it because you've been doing it for 100. Like it's like do it 150 times, and then all of a sudden it's natural, or 500 times. You know. It's like Bruce Lee, man. He always said, oh, wait, did I just jack someone's question? Or no? Maybe I did. I'll pull it back up. Bruce Lee said, I don't fear the man who's practiced 10,000 kicks. I fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times. And that's, dude, practice do the one technique 10,000 times and then add the other technique 10,000 times and keep doing it until all of them are together. And dude, it's how it works. Repetition. I can preach that all day long. Repetition works in so many different things in life, not just moto, but it does work in moto. Sports, let's just say that. Repetition works in sports overall. All right, so let's see. DK, I think I had you up there. So, yeah, dude, don't worry about coming in slow. Just let it come. And then with better technique, you'll be able to pick up the pace anyway. All right, so we got DK here again, struggling with arm pump. Well, welcome to the team, dude. He says, I know I was holding onto the bars so tight, but I can't seem to get comfortable or get a looser grip. Any tips? Yes. So try to hold on with your legs stronger. So try to grip the bike more with your legs so you can relax your arms more. So if you have better bike control, lower like feet. I like to grip with my feet, my calves, and then it kind of keeps my knees tight. I don't just pinch with my knees. I try to grip with my whole, from my feet to through my knees. So the whole bottom part of your leg, ankle to knees, pinch. Pinch there. If you can get a nice grip there, then you should be able to start relaxing. And you have to tell it. That's another thing. You tell yourself, relax. Loosen up. Like, tell yourself, relax. Breathe. Like, lighten up on the bars. Don't squeeze them. When you think about it, you're like, oh, I am squeezing the bars. Just relax your hands. You hold on, but don't like death grip. And then just try to ride, relax. Sometimes, like you're doing, you're getting on a, make a little figure 8 turn. I don't know if that's a drill I told you to do last week that we talked about. But if you can set up a little figure 8 drill, it's perfect, and it gets 2 little ruts. That's a perfect way to just try to be loose. And then come in, and then you can add that so every time you come in and you sit down for the rut, breath, and then hit the next one and go left, right. But then try to do it with, like, intentionally try to leave your arms loose. Hands secure on the bars, but loose. Like, the looser you can ride. Like, sometimes I get worried that I hold on to my bars super loose. And I didn't even really, I started looking at I've been getting a lot of cool photos from Brandon lately. So, a little shout out to Brandon again. But I didn't realize how much I move my hands on my bars. Maybe I'll put up some photos next week and I'll just show you. My hands move on my bars way more than I really thought. Because I always tell people to don't hold on to where your hands completely like this and put your arm, like, rotate your hands out slightly. But then I was looking at photos of me. There's photos of me where my hand is rotated completely almost off the side of the grip. And I'm like, whoa, dude, I like move my hands way more than I thought. So that's because I ride with my hands loose. And like I was getting at before, sometimes I overjumped one of the bigger jumps at Midwest Extreme when I was tired too, and my hand didn't come off the bar, but I thought after that happened, I was like, whoa, I'm glad my hand didn't come off the bar because I would have crashed. But that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you could be so relaxed, you don't want to be so relaxed that you overjump something, your hand flies off, because that can happen. If I had it happen, but you want to be relaxed. So it's just, you got to practice it. Try to be loose. So breathing is going to help with arm pump because you're getting oxygen to the brain, and then being loose on them handlebars and not fighting the bike. And that happens a lot when people get in the ruts. They have a tendency to go and then wrestle the bike through the rut the whole time. That'll pump you up like that. You have to let the bike get into the rut and just trust it's in the rut and lead your bike through it and stay loose. And just trust that the bike's going to go where you're at. If you're looking, you're following the rut, you're going to stay in the rut. You don't need the strong arm to bike through the rut. Let's see here. We got Vidovsky in the house. So big shout out to my boy with the super chat. Let's see. He says, hey, RF, it's been a few weeks. I wanted to see if I can get some help with sponsorship for a young, talented superstar. His name is Tinley? McCoy. TM. We call him TM. We got T McCoy here. Sent. Oh, it's a girl. All right. Well, I'll have to check it out. I'll look that up. All right. Definitely, brother. Well, hey, I appreciate the super chat and good to have you back, V-Dub. And I got to see the progress on the bike too, because V-Dub has been redoing a 2006 CR250. And the last photos I seen, it was looking clean. I was like, man, that thing looks mint. Monroe, when will Twitch be on Moto Monday? That's funny that you brought this up, because when I was working on the bike today, I was like, man, I need to get... How many times have I said I'm going to get some of the boys on? I still haven't done it. I know. You guys need to hold me to it. I got to do it. I actually thought about it today. I'm like, dude, I need to get some of the boys on. All right. I don't. So to answer your question, I don't know when, but... I promise he'll come on. He will come on. We got to do it. I got to make sure that we can do it, and we'll just run a test and go for it. All right, so we got Jason here. He says, not moto, but does any of us older guys remember the movie Rat? I do. BMX movie. See, we're about the same age. My 54, dyslexic. My 45th birthday was the first, and I got tickets for BMX movie Rad. Oh, so wait, they're redoing it? I didn't even know that. So that's pretty funny. The original movie was made in the 80s, and I remember that movie. Everyone watched it. If you grew up if you're around our age, you watch that movie. If you're in the dirt bikes and bicycles. So they must have a new one. That's cool. Maybe I should take them out. Do a little movie night. I'm sure it should be pumped on that one. All right, DK, what up? Let's see here. He says, I meant before the drills, I was coming in really slow, but I was doing the drill slow and picking up the pace, like you said. Perfect. That's perfect. So just keep doing that. Come in, start off, work your way up. That's all you got to do. That's the way things work in life. Nobody, like, who do you know just starts up here? Nobody. Everybody starts here in life, and you work your way up. It starts like that in a freestyle chick. No one does a kiss of death first time like this. It starts really bad looking. It normally looks like a no-footer by the seat, and then it turns into a Superman. Then it turns into, and it slowly works up to a kiss of death. Same thing with corner speed and ruts and technique. Starts off a little rusty and stiff and slow, sloppy, and you keep doing it, and it gets good. And there's flow, and then there's speed, and there's smoothness. That's how it works. So just keep on keeping on. V-Dub says, all right, V-Dub wants a discount on the Ray-Bans. Yo, so where's your store at? Is it the one off 135th? I think that's the only one I can think of that's over on the Kansas side, but you do live in Missouri, so maybe you're at a different store. All right, so it says, way to go with Danger Boy with the Team Yamaha. So, yep, little shout out there. Kobe. We got Key, what up? He says, was just watching one of your crashes from X Games with Carrie. Big bike under. Oh, yeah, that was a big one. So that crash was at X Games, and I was actually in practice. Dude, that was Mike Jones crash, Carey Hart crash, and I crashed all in practice. And so what happened that I was basically flipping the 45 ramp. The 45-foot ramp is the popper ramp we all learned how to flip on. And only one, I think at that time, that was flipping the 75 might have been Deegan. I don't think anyone had stepped up yet. I think Deegan might have. And I remember I only did it in the foam pit. And Big Feist might have been probably seen me doing in the foam pit just a few times, but I never did it on dirt. And I got to X Games, and I was kind of watching. Everyone kind of knows what everybody's going to do for best trick. It was a best trick event. And I was kind of like watching everybody in practice, and I'm thinking, all right, this dude's going to do that. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. And I'm like, dude, if I just flipped the 75-footer, I'm for sure getting a medal. So I thought, well, I'll just do it in practice, so then I'm dialed by my run. I thought I was gonna get it. Like, I want to try it if I didn't think I was gonna do it. But dude, I under-rotated so bad. I go do, and I wish I had a clip of the video. I hit my head. See how hard my head bounced off the ground? That's why I can't remember nothing. That was that was a bad concussion. I don't think I broke anything. I just got a bad concussion on that one. Bumped my head really hard. But was sitting in the back that day. It was me, Hart, and Jones. We're just all sitting back there like, what the heck, dude? Like half the field just took themselves out in practice. That's a funny thing. If I would have just probably not even flipped the 75 because so many people crashed. And then even during the event, a lot of people crashed out because everyone was trying gnarly stuff. I think Ox tried to do like a bar hop and land in a candy bar. Did you guys remember that? When he landed with both feet on top of the bars and just ragdolled him off. Ragdoll. But anyway, probably didn't even have to flip the 75. I could have probably just did a regular variation of one of the tricks that I knew, and probably could have still got a medal. Oh well. Go for the big dog, right? All right, so let's see. Original movie just remastered. So yeah, so the new Rad is coming out. We got Jason Lee here. What up, brother? Can you do some motorcycle sounds for us? You know how we do it. Come on. What do you want? 4-stroke, 2-stroke? All right. So let's see. All right. So if anybody wants to roll in and hit up Eric D for the discounts, Oak Park Mall. So that's a different one than I was thinking of. I was thinking of one off 135th. Sorry, so off 99th. Pretty big Chief section. Who watched the Chiefs games last night? Yeah, so DK saw he got bucked. He did, huh? Who else crashed that day? Jones tried the. Do you remember Jones tried to do he tried to do a barrel roll and he landed on his back. Remember he just went, ha, and it just got stuck. It just didn't even. I guess I can't talk much crap because I just kind of got stuck upside down too. But he tried the barrel roll. I tried the 75-footer. Ox tried the bar hop to over the bar feet lander. Who else? I feel like Chuck Carruthers tried one of his body variations and maybe ragdolled that year too. All right, so we got Dirt Bike World here. Do you ride two-strokes anymore? I don't ride two. I don't have a two-stroke, so I don't ride them really much at all. But maybe a month ago was I at the FCA New York motocross camp. I got to ride a 252-stroke KTM free ride, it's like a woods bike, but it kind of looks like a trials bike. I got to ride that bike in the woods. The funnest bike I've ever rode in the woods. And I said it before, if I had woods like those trails in New York, or if I even if I had some trails to ride here, like I don't really have any trails set up. But if I did, I would seriously consider buying one of those bikes and setting it up. The funnest bike in the woods I've ever rode. And the crazy thing is, it didn't feel like a two-stroke. It lugged like a four-stroke up the hill. It put it in first, second, and it just climbed every single hill like nothing. So do I like two-strokes? Of course I like two-strokes. I like dirt bikes, period. I like four-strokes better, but if I was going to go into the woods, I would probably stick to four-strokes on freestyle, and I'd probably stick to four-strokes on moto for now. But if I was going to get a woods bike built, I would definitely probably get one of those because it was like this little, it felt like it was real light and small and just easy to move through. Like these, I need to post the trails. Hey, Mally just got up. I need to post a trail so you can see these trails I'm talking about. Sick. But they were super, super tight, and that bike was just way easier to ride than a motorbike would have been in those trails. Come here. Let me see. Hi to Grandpa. There she is. Hey. Hey, you. Did you get your nap in? So we got, let's get Howard up here. Hey, I know. Hey, you hungry, huh? She's pumped. I was out in the garage. I told you I was prepping the bike. Mel had left. I went out in the garage to prep the bike, and we normally crate her up when no one's home. And I think it was funny. I think she thought everyone left. I came in the house, and she was sitting in her crate. I'm like, she never gets in there, dude. She's normally on the couch, on the bed, chilling, all comfy. I think she thought we all left her. And she was like, wait, when they leave, I'm supposed to be in this place. She got in there. She's a good girl. All right, so we got Howard here. It says, sorry so late, but the wife wants to get ice cream. You get ice cream. Dude, it's so funny talking about ice cream. There's this little custard spot that just opened up the street from my house, and I went and got some last night. Off the program, dude. But, hey, I had to try it, dude, and it was good. And my dad, Big Feist, loves custard. I have memories of eating custard as a kid. I remember baseball games and even races if we got home in time, because a lot of times we were traveling from Pennsylvania to New York and it'd be closed. But if it was a close race and the custard stand was open, Big Feist stopped there all the time, and we got custard on the way home from the races and after the baseball game. So, hey, got a custard stand up the street. I got to try it out. Brings back memories. And it's legit. So, Feist, when you're able to fly and you come out here again, you're going to be stoked because Big Feist is a custard freak. He says, hey, when you going to, so we got Adam here, says, when you going to try, when you tried that 360, why did you stop halfway? Did you want to eat dirt? Please explain. So basically, on the 360, the first one I tried, I didn't commit enough off the lip, and I knew it right when I left, because you can tell, it's just like a flip. When you leave, so basically, when you have to flip the ramp. We can't get off the ramp and make the bike flip. So that means you have to commit on the ramp. So by the time you leave the lip, the bike's rotating at a pace that you can know, like, okay, that's fast enough to get me around by the time I touch, once you know the rotation. Same thing with the 360. When you leave the lip, you got to crank that thing. So when you leave, it's spinning at a pace that you're like, okay, that's enough to get me around. Well, when I didn't commit enough because I was nervous, I went, and just kind of like, oh, crapped it. And it right when I got off, I was like, oh no, this is not it. Like, because I've done them in the pit. I knew this is not good. I'm not getting around. So I was like, oh crap, what am I going to do? And then I'm like, well, I might as well just bail. So then I kind of like turned the bars back the other way and was like, and then it just completely locked the bike and I was going backwards. So now I'm like, this is bad. So at that point, I just had to hit the mat. But it was basically just because I wussed it on the lip and then commit. Same thing when you see people under rotate a flip really bad, so they didn't pull hard enough. You got to give it a good one. So that sucked. And then, so that was 2006. 2007, I came out and tried it again. And on the first one that I did in 2007, I actually bumped my head, got a decent concussion. They still let me ride, which is funny. I cleared I cleared the thing somehow. And they were like, hey, go back out and try it again. Good for TV. But I actually rotated it the second time, but I came in, I went off the back of the bike. I don't know if you guys remember that. I rotated, but it was looped down. I flung it like this. And then I tried it again in 2007, and I came in. They rotated the bike again, but it didn't stand it up. So I had one, not even close. Second one, too much, rotated off the back. Third one, just under. So it rotated the bike, but you have to spin it enough that it keeps the bike upright. I spun it, but the bike stayed flat, and I landed on my foot and broke my foot. And then 2008, we finally got it. And I had to change ramps. I went from 45-footer to 75-footer, which sounds like, why would you try it off a bigger jump when you can't even get it off the little jump? I know. I was really nervous about doing it off the bigger jump, but it was actually a little bit easier off the bigger jump. It was easier. You didn't have to be so precise because the steeper ramp, you had to really be dialed in, where the bigger ramp, you can give it like one good tug and look and kind of wait for it. The little one was timing, and it was harder. That's why that's why I said, look how many riders in the world do that trick right now. Not many. That trick's hard. That's why not many guys do it. When the trick's easy, everyone does it. That's how it works. Someone comes out and does it, and then everyone does it after. And they're like, oh crap, I got to learn that. You got to keep up, right? Got to stay up with the sport. And everyone goes and does it. But when the trick comes out and only a couple people do it, and you see top 10 dudes in the world and there's a few doing it, it's because it's way too hard. People are like, all right, that one's hard. I'll skip that one. All right. Let's see. Where was I? Grew up watching Twitch. We got Lance here. 22. Hey, wait. So he got a question here. He says, grew up watching Twitch. He's 22 now. Been riding since I was a kid, on and off. I've been taking moto very serious. Any tips or advice? So obviously you've grew up riding Twitch, probably from California. I think my best advice for just people getting back into it is like, dude, if you've been riding on and off, I still think going and getting coaching, regardless of your level, is helpful. So there's tons of coaches out on the West Coast. I would hit someone up, and that's always going to help, regardless of where you're at. Like, the best dudes in the world have coaches. They got eyes on them, helping them, so go link up with someone and let them watch you. And then they're going to tell you where you can improve, because they'll be able to look at you and go, okay, this is what you need to change. That will help you the quickest. And I always say, hey, and if you can't go get coaching, just have people film you. Have people film you and watch yourself ride, and then study the top guys and try to learn from those guys. Melly, what are you doing? And then look at your video and look at your photos and see, and look at their video and look at their photos and match yourself up and see where you're like, if you're not sitting in the seat where they're at in the corners, and if you're, standing way up, you're not leaning forward, your elbows are way down, you can start to just self-coach yourself too. Takes a little bit longer to do it that way. She must have to pee. What are you doing? It'd be faster if you can get a coach. You can improve faster. Self-coaching takes a little bit longer because you got to know what you're looking for, but it can be done. Every freestyle dude self-coach himself. That's how we just had someone film us and we watched it. Watch the other dudes who were doing the trick, film them doing it, watch them doing it, watch yourself do it, try to learn from them. Everyone's self-coached. So it can be done. What made you change from 2-stroke to 4-stroke precisely for FMX? What was the reason? I honestly didn't even change to 450. I rode all of my X Games on a two-stroke as far as freestyle and best trick. I didn't change to 450 until speed and style. And that was the main reason I changed, because I was like, well, dude, these dudes are on 250s. I'm going to bump up to a 450 because if you get the start, but then everybody else that was racing, Mason didn't change. He stayed on two-stroke. But a lot of other guys bumped up to 4. I know Nate did. Twitch did. A lot of the other guys bumped up that were racing speed and style too. But I mainly changed because I was like, dude, start is so big in speed and style. I'm bumping up for the start. But I talked about this last week a little bit. Everything that we did, or everything that I've realized with the 4-stroke was better. So even if I was still going to just be a freestyle rider and compete, it made riding the freestyle course easier. It made flipping easier. It made riding the freestyle course easier. So overall, I thought it was a better bike for freestyle, but I switched because I was in speed and style. So I actually never competed on a 4-stroke in freestyle. Last one that I did, because I basically I did best trick and freestyle my entire X Games career, all the way up until I decided to do speed and style. Like, speed and style was around, and my big fight used to tell me to ride it all the time. He's like, dude, you should ride speed and style. You grew up racing. You're going to do good in that event. And I was so focused. I'm like, no, I don't want to mess with it right now. I'm like, I don't want to crash and get hurt doing speed and style. I just want to focus on freestyle. I didn't want to even do it at first. I'm like, I just wanted to focus on my tricks and try to do really good in those events. And I didn't even think about it until I got to the point where I was like, hey, maybe I should start doing speed and style. And I actually was towards the end where I was like, yeah, maybe it's time to make the switch. And I made the switch, but I stopped doing freestyle. I took my focus off of doing, 13 tricks and was like, yo, let's focus on being fast on these small tracks, getting really explosive, good starts, and then just you only needed, it was like 4 tricks I think you needed. So you needed 4 good bangers and a good start. Mally, she must have to pee. She's doing laps around me. You gotta go potty? But anyway, so I think in 2009, so think about that. My last freestyle contest was 2009, LA Coliseum. Or no, it was Home Depot Center was my last X Games in freestyle. And then 2010, 11, 12, 13, and 14. I think I was hurt in 13. Because I medaled 10, 11, 12 in speed and style. And then 2014 was my last one. 2013 is when I got hurt. I got hurt, and I came back at Austin in 2014, and I rode like crap. It was super windy, and I was bummed. I got bumped out in semi-qualifying, so I was pissed. I was like, dude, hey, you'll be fine. I got a few minutes left. I'll take you in a second. Couple minutes. We'll wrap it up here. And that was in Austin, Texas. I know. I'm hyped. I know. You got to go potty, huh? Hey, get Jason up here. Been meaning to ask about how to start learning whips. Do you have any start before leaving the ramp? Do you have to start before leaving the ramp, or is it something that is done with the bars and front end? All right. Mally, hold on. All right. Great question. So I'd say like this, the more you commit on the lip, the easier it's going to be to whip it. So you have to start the whip on the ramp. So basically, I like to carve the lip. So basically, whether you rip right or left, so I like to go right, meaning the bike's going to whip to my right hand. So that means I would line up on the left side of the ramp. I'd come in on the left and then angle it and go from the left side of the ramp to the right corner and lean off of it. Or if you can sit down and seat bounce, it's even better if you can seat bounce with the ramp. But the more you carve the ramp and the more you lean into it, and then once you get it off, you can pull down on the bars like this, and it's going to help pull it around. But I'd say carving the lip and committing on the lip is going to be the biggest thing to get it to initiate the whip. And then once you get it started and you're coming and it's starting to come around, then yank down on those bars. And then it'll kind of do its thing. And then you just kind of point your bars back where you want to go. And it kind of works itself out. But big time commitment on the lip. And you just got to work your way into it like anything. You can start with a small carve, slowly work into it, kick it out. and try to get under it. The more you can get under it, it's the easier. I like a steeper jump. I'll be honest with you. If the jump's not steep, I never can really whip it that good. If the steeper the lip is for me, the better off. I feel comfortable when it's steep. If it's like this and it's like a high speed flat jump, I don't. I like being able to go up under it. So, if you have a popper ramp, the 45-foot ramp, that's even easier to learn how to whip it off of than the 75-footer. But yeah, definitely go for the carve and the dip. Lean that bad boy over. All right, so let's see here, cameraman. Big Fight saying the cameraman got interference. KO'd, yep. Knocked him out. X Games. How about Hayden signing with Yamaha Star Racing? Had to be a tough decision because KTM has been great to his family. Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely got to be hard because they've definitely been there since he was a 50 rider all through his amateur championships. So definitely a tough decision. But I think it's the one. Honestly, I think they're happy where they're at. I think they're stoked. I think Brian's stoked. I think Hayden's stoked. I'm sure there was a deal there, to be honest with you. I don't think it was like there was only a Star. There probably was a KTM deal, and they probably had to choose. Hey, calm down. So, but I think the Monster had a lot to do with it, I would assume. Because it makes sense. You know, their whole channel is the Deegans, right? It's like all of them. So, and if they're always promoting, like branding things, if one of them was all, like you got all the Monster and then the one up Rockstar or Red Bull, it's better that they're all together. So, makes sense. What's Big Fight saying? Never listen to me about what? Oh, about the speed and style. I know, huh? He's like, you should race this event. You'll do good. I was like, all right, finally did it and got 3 medals in a row. Hey, Dad's always right, huh? All right, Nathan, no worries, brother. Thanks for jumping on here, dude. Appreciate it. All right, well, we're wrapping it up here. A little 5 minutes early, but, dude, Mally's freaking out. She's licking my legs. I think she has to pee. Let's get DK up here. We'll get a couple more questions, and we'll wrap it up. He says, when you were coach telling Brian, you got to dip that bike. That's too funny. Yeah, it's true, though. You got to dip the bike, dude. You got to lay into it. Carve that lip. Lay that thing over. Like, here's the deal. Like, always watch other people do it. If you watch, like, Stewart and Carmichael and those dudes, or, like, watch, like, the current guys, like, watch Bierman and Axel. They lay into the lip. Sealy, like carve up that thing. They're committed on the lip. Because, dude, think about it. If you jump like this, how the heck are you going to get like this? Like, you got to carve that thing so you get under it. So it starts on the lip. Yeah, if you jump the jump straight and try to kick it out, it's not going to look as cool if you get under that thing early. That's too funny. Coach was one of the best skits ever, dude. If you guys haven't seen the Coach skit, I don't know if it's on YouTube. Seriously funny. All right, man. Well, hey, it's 5:56. Mally is going nuts in here. But hey, just a shout out for all you guys coming in week after week. Appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed, show some love. Hit that subscribe button. Or smash the like button too. That always helps out a lot, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for the super chat tonight. Thank you all for the questions. And we'll be back next week, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Central Time. So be blessed, ride safe. I'll see you guys soon. Much love.